What's up, guys? How's it hanging? Welcome back to Pokemon. I'm your host, Christian, and today we are talking about Pokemon. More specifically, we are playtesting the world champion Diego's deck. Diego is from Argentina. Much congratulations to him. He took Worlds with Gardevoir GX. Lots of people saw this coming. Um, so let's just give it a simple breakdown. By the way, the this deck is in Worlds format, which means that it's not post rotations, so we still have the cards that we had before, but we also do have, obviously, since Gardevoir GX is from it, Burning Shadows cards involved. The only difference in this deck list than Diego's is I'm only running 2 Tapu Leles because that's all I have right now, and so I took one of those out and I put in another auxiliary for just in case one's prized. You know, auxiliary really runs the deck, lets you go through your cards more, and definitely helps with the energy acceleration that Gardevoir GX gives you. Alright, so we have to start off with Diancie. Sparkling Wish for 1 fairy energy. That's pretty much all you're using it for. Let you evolve, get that turn 2 Gardevoir if you're going second, and you can attack your first turn. We also have a Alolan Vulpix, pretty much doing the same thing, except a little less consistent, but the attack cost is free. So it's kind of a give and take. So you're going to search your deck up for up to 2 Pokemon, reveal them, put them into your hand. So if your opponent doesn't end you, that can really set you up, especially if you have 2 rare candies in your hand and you end up getting 2 Gardevoir GXs with the beacon attack. Alright, we're running 4 Ralts, 3 Curlia, 1 Gallade. We're running Gallade just in case there's anything that is fighting weakness, such as Darkrai. Also, the Premonition works very well with Auxiliary. If you can use Premonition, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, and if you have no cards in your hand, you're pretty much getting all of them. But say you have 3 cards in your hand, and you would only be getting 2 with Auxiliary, Premonition allows you to scope out the top 5 cards of your deck and just get exactly what you want from that Abyssal hand. Gardevoir GX, the Secret Spring ability is amazing. Once during your turn, you may attach a Fairy Energy card from your hand to one of your Pokemon. So what you typically want to do, since we're running DCE in this deck as well, is use the Secret Spring if you only have Fairy Energy in your hand and you know you're going to be ending yourself or Professor Sycamoring. Use the Secret Spring on Fairy Energy and hope that you get a DCE, because that's another 60 damage as opposed to 30. We also have Twilight GX for the Gardevoir matchup. Shuffle 10 cards into your discard pile into your deck. We saw that a lot in the World Championship match, considering it was going up against Gardevoir Golisopod. So, Twilight GX allows you to set up and use up all your item cards, just blow through your whole deck. I mean, not your whole deck, but blow through your item cards, and then you can shuffle all your item cards back into your deck with a Twilight GX. Alright, we're running 2 Tapu Leles, 2 Remoraid's, 2 Auxiliaries, as I said before. We're running 2 Field Blowers, 3 Rare Candies, 2 Rescue Stretchers, just in case you need to Ultra Ball something away, or you really need the Sycamore, but you have a Gardevoir in your hand or something. We have Super Rod also to get Pokemon and energy back. 4 Ultra Ball, pretty standard. 4 VS Seeker. Now this is what I'm saying when we're in the World's format right now, so we're using VS Seeker. It's not rotated yet. We're using 1 Acerola. We're doing a couple one-offs, Acerola and Hexmaniac, just because we're running 4 VS Seekers, so we can afford to get rid of them into the discard pile. We actually have a higher chance of hitting a VS Seeker and choosing what exactly we want for that turn. We're running 1 Bridget. Early game, preferably first turn, you get the Tapu Lele down for the Bridget, and then you're all nice and set up. It's great. Running 2 Guzmas, 3 Ends, 4 Sycamores, 1 Choice Band. It really comes in handy, actually. I would like to have 2 in there, but the Auxiliary just really runs good for consistency. We're running 1 Wonder Energy. This can only be attached to Fairy Pokemon. Prevent all effects of your opponent's attacks except damage done to the Fairy Pokemon this card is attached to. So this is pretty decent, just one of in your deck, in case you're running into anything bad. We're also running 4 Double Colorless and 7 Fairy Energy. Alright, guys, let's get right into this. I actually only need one more ladder win to get my Lugia. Alright. I did play one other game today. It was against a Alolan Ninetales. It wasn't that great. I got rid of my Gallade early game, and I used up my rescue stretchers, so I was kind of stuck. He was using the baby Alolan Ninetales, which cuts off abilities, or I mean, cuts off attacks from EX and GX to that Pokemon. Alright, in honor of this World Championship deck, I'm using my Pikachu coin from last year, and we are going to opt to go first. Alright, so it looks like we're going to start with the Ralts. Don't really have a way of getting set up, but we'll see what our top deck is. Okay, double colorless. That's not good at all. We have a lot of resources. I really don't want a Sycamore. So I think I'm just going to attach, and I'm just going to hope for the best. Preferably next turn, I'd just like to use one of these rare candies, get this Gardevoir out, and then Sycamore. That Brooklet Hill out also comes in handy. We can get our Remoraid out. Looks like this guy's running all Marshadows. Wonder what's going on here. Oh, there he goes. Field blowered away the Brooklet Hill, so we can't use it. He's using Fairy Drop, so doesn't have any Pokemon in his discard yet. Alright, so we drew an Acerola. It's not good. But like I said, we are running 4 VS Seekers. Unfortunately, we're going to have to get rid of one of them, because we really need to get another basic Pokemon out, which we didn't get. So, alright. But this isn't too bad. So we're going to Secret Spring for the Fairy Energy. We're going to attach a double colorless, and we're just going to attack with Infinite Force. 210 knockout, turn 2. And he had a Fighting Fury Belt. We got a rare candy back, and we got a Lele, so we can set up next turn if we so choose to, which I most definitely will be doing. Considering we do have a rare candy and a Gardevoir in our hand. He's going to special charge his DCE back in. He's going to keep the Brooklet Hill out. Okay, so let's play this right. I'm going to Brooklet Hill for the Remoraid. We're not going to need the Alolan Vulpix. Once you kind of get set up, you don't really want to bring out the Alolan Vulpix. You lean more towards the Diancie, just because it's an automatic. Oh, and there's the concede. So there it is, guys. I mean, this deck is pretty overwhelming, even when you do not have a lot to work with in the beginning. Like I said, you can get rid of a lot of resources if you so choose to, and you can get them back with Twilight GX, or you can use your VS Seekers, things like that. Now that also does bring up the question of if Gardevoir GX is going to be a main competitor after rotation, considering we will not have VS Seeker. But anytime I think about a deck without VS Seeker, I kind of just think to myself, okay, usually you run 4 VS Seekers in your deck. Obviously, you're not going to have those VS Seekers in your deck, so that means you have 4 extra slots, which pretty much the new VS Seeker is Lele. So instead of, being able to discard, you're kind of just going to need to play your supporters a little wiser and not try to get them into the discard like you would with VS Seeker in the format. Now we're going to mulligan our first turn. And I didn't even see what type we're going up against. I'm thinking that it's a Darkrai deck, but he could just be deceiving us. Alright. Alright, we're going to start with a Lele. That's not good at all. And then we also have our other Lele in hand. But it kind of gives us a setup. It's decent. We're going first. That's actually not too bad. So we're going to Tapu Lele. We're going to get the Bridget. If I was really playing serious, I'd probably Ultra Ball something away first, just to make sure I had the Bridget in my deck before I Lele'd. But we are just going to be working with this. So I'm going to get 2 Ralts and a Remoraid. That sets us up next turn for this Curlia. Depending on what we draw into, we can Ultra Ball for a Gardevoir and then Sycamore our empty hand away, and hopefully we get some more Gardevoir and energies. Fortunately, we didn't get an energy attachment that turn. It's not going to be that great considering we are going up against a Darkrai EX deck that is Energy Accelerator. All right, he's going to grab a Sycamore. Now this is probably a Darkrai GX deck, so we do have to be careful when he gets the Darkrai GX in, because he does have 2 Darkness energies in there. Oh wow, he hit 2 Max Elixirs. Does he have another one? No. Alright, there's the Oblivion Wing, so he's going to put one on one of these Darkrai's. There it is. Alright, so that works out for us. So we're going to evolve Curlia. Even if we get a rare candy and all of our Gardevoirs, I mean, that would be totally great. So we're going to Ultra Ball this Hex Maniac and one of our Sycamores away. Now, I could go Octillery and Abyssal Hand, but I do only have a Sycamore in my hand, so I'd rather just get the fresh hand and play it out and then be able to Abyssal Hand if I can. We are going up against a Darkrai deck as well, so Gallade may come into play in a little bit, but I think right now I'm going to set up with this Gardevoir GX. Ah, no. Yeah, that was totally stupid on my part. Alright, we're going to have to Sycamore. We do have Rescue Stretcher. There's the Rescue Stretcher. Oh, man. It's not really how I was hoping this would turn out, but I think we're going to put this Fairy Energy on a Curlia. We are going to see how many VS Seekers I played. None. Okay, so I'm going to Ultra Ball, Choice Band, and a VS Seeker. And I'm going to get the Octillery. Get our hand size down a little bit. We're going to Field Blower this EXP share off, play down this Octillery, and then we are going to Abyssal Hand. Alright, so we did get the Gallade. That's actually not too bad. And we do have the DCE. So, we can also put down this Gardevoir GX next turn on this Curlia, which already has an energy on it. Secret Spring Tapu Lele, and get him out of the active. So we're just going to end our turn right there. It just needs to knock out this baby Evital. Wow, another Max Elixir. He is accelerating energy like a mofo. Alright, there's another Darkness on the Lele. The great part about Darkrai EX is you can spread out your damage to wherever you please. Now, that was the last Darkness energy in there. So this is, we're going to have to see how this is going to work out. We're going to evolve into Gardevoir. We're going to evolve into Gallade. Now, we don't have a rare candy. And we have no ends. So, It's a really risky play. Alright, we're going to put this DCE on Gallade. We're going to Secret Spring onto Lele. We are going to... Now, I think we're just going to get our hand size down a little bit, and we're going to Rescue Stretcher and put this Gardevoir into our deck. Okay, now we're going to be drawing... This is exactly what I was talking about. So we have one card, we're going to be drawing 4. So now I'm going to use Premonition. Oh, okay. I do like this. And we do have an N. That is actually perfect. Alright, now we're going to Abyssal Hand. For the cards we just saw, going to Rare Candy, Gardevoir. That means that we can actually essentially put down another energy this turn. And then we're going to end. Put this Curlia back in our deck. We don't need it right now. VS Seeker as well. Alright, so if we attack with Gardevoir, we're only doing 60 damage. If we attack with Gallade, doing 150, but then Darkrai can hit us for 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40. And he's probably going to have more energy to attach next turn. So I think what I'm going to do is just retreat into Gardevoir. And I'm going to try to save Gallade for Darkrai. I don't really want to use Twilight GX, so I think I'm just going to Infinite Force for 60. Alrighty, so let's see what we can get done next turn. This isn't looking great. There's the free retreat. He's hitting 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60. He's hitting 160 right now. There's a Hex Maniac. Alright, we got the resistance on our side. Forgot about that. So he only hit for 170. Now, I think I just want to really get ahead in the prize race. So, this Darkrai is going to be knocked out. But I do want to Field Blower this Altar of the Moon off. Because I am going to be ending myself. Or, no. I'm going to be playing Guzma. So, I think we're just going to have to take out one of these Darkrai's. Because they do have 2 energy on them each. And that is a threat. Did play a supporter card. So there's the knockout. And we're going to take 2 prizes. Even if he does knock out my Gallade this turn, he's only getting 1 prize. So we are going to be ahead in the prize race. Also, we have a damaged Gardevoir, but we do have an Acerola in our hand. Let's see if this is... Okay, this is the one with the full line. So we didn't rare candy this one, which is great. Although we do have more rare candies. Another option we could do is Acerola the Tapu Lele back into our hand and find a supporter that we would like. I can't really think off the top of my head what we would want. Okay, he's going to Tapu Lele knockout. Oh, our choice band is in our discard. That is not good. Alright. I think we're going to have to put up Glade. Okay. So, We're going to put down this Ralts. We're going to Secret Spring onto Gardevoir. Let's see, what do we want to do? Do we want to N? Or do we want to Guzma? We could Guzma into the Gardevoir and then retreat and get a knockout on Darkrai. I think that's probably... Oh no, Gardevoir has a retreat cost of 2. Man. Jeez. Alright, so let's just Premonition. Give ourselves a little bit more time. We do have another Fairy Energy. It's fine. Now the question is, what can we get rid of? You know what? I think we're just going to end ourselves. End him. We're going to put our hand down to 4. But that works. Well, actually, man. I should have end first and then Premonitioned. That is horrible. But, you know, you live and you learn. You live and you learn. Definitely watching Worlds has made me a better player. There's the Fairy Energy that we were looking for. Awesome. But we unfortunately cannot Guzma this turn. So I kind of didn't play that right. I don't think that there was really any way out of it. But, we could retreat the Gallade. We could hard retreat. 30, 60, 90, 120. We would be hitting Tapu Lele for 120. What do I want to do here? I think we're just going to have to hit the 150. We're going to attach to Gallade, or Gardevoir, I'm sorry. We're going to Abyssal Hand. Oh, there's a rare candy. Nice. We can get another Gardevoir set up. And we're going to Sensitive Blade for 150. Now, unfortunately, he's going to get the knockout on a Gallade. But the fortunate side of that is he's only taking 1 prize. And most likely, next turn, we're going to be taking 2. So there's the altar. He's going to retreat. He's going to end us. It's not great, but we could use some energies. We didn't really have any supporter for that turn. There's an energy, nice. So now we're hitting 90 base on with our Gardevoir. I could also Professor Sycamore. Top decking a rare candy right now would be fabulous. But he's going to be hitting with the Darkrai for 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60. So he's hitting 160 with the Darkrai. And there's a knockout on Gallade. So, I think we're going to put up Gardevoir. Try to get ahead in this prize race. Okay. Not really what I wanted, but what we can do here is Secret Spring onto Gardevoir. We're really looking for this knockout, so I'm just going to Sycamore for a fresh set of 7 cards and hoping for a DCE. No. We have 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180. Wow, that actually works out perfect. Let's put this Curlier down. We do have an Ultra Ball next turn for another Gardevoir, if we so please. Guess I'll put this Remoraid down just to lighten up our hand size a little bit. Get rid of this Diancie and Gizmo. Probably, yeah, we don't even have any more Pokemon. And we're going to Abyssal Hand. We're really looking for this DCE. We do have another Fairy Energy, and we do have a Rescue Stretcher to get back a Gardevoir. or Gallade. We could go the Gallade route, but we are also hunting for this DCE. We've only played one. We do play four, so we're just gonna Infinite Force for the knockout. 180. That's perfect. Take our two prize cards. There's a DCE. Nice. And there's the concede. He knew he couldn't win it after that, guys. So as you can see, this deck is definitely a force to be reckoned with. Even if you can't get set up early enough, you always have a chance to come back, which is great. So yeah, I kind of like Gardevoir. I wasn't a big fan when I first heard about it. I played with it a little bit, but I was still kind of iffy about it. Um, but I I gotta say, when I play it, sometimes it's like I don't even know how the opponent can keep up. Sometimes, um, especially when you just get like a crazy good hand. You can get Octillery out pretty early on, which does open up a lot so that you can kind of get through your deck, get what you need. Even if you go down a little bit, you can still Twilight GX for only one fairy energy and put 10 cards back into your deck, which is pretty awesome. All right, guys. Well, thanks for hanging out, testing out this Gardevoir deck. Um, Again, like I said, congratulations to Diego, the world champ. If you guys haven't heard, Worlds is going to be in Nashville next year. I am from New Jersey / Pennsylvania area, so I will most definitely be working very hard this year to try to get all my championship points because I would love to take the 12-hour drive down to Nashville and finally attend my first Worlds, even though this is my first live Worlds this year that I actually watched. Like I said, I started back in January, but I mean, what Pokemon player doesn't want to go to Worlds, guys? All right. Until next time, guys, once again, I'm your host, Christian. Thank you for tuning into Pokemeow. If you'd like, you can comment, like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm also on Twitch and Twitter at the same name as my YouTube, Pokemeow TCG. Feel free to follow me on there. On Twitter, I'm holding some contests, giving away some free cards. There is a current contest up right now for a hyper rare Metagross GX card. So if you are interested in winning that, head over to my Twitter and see what it's all about. All right, guys. Until next time, I'll see you later.